Hey IDs, welcome to Module 14. This is the project rollout one. Just so you know, all of the deliverables, the final deliverables for the course are going to be due next Sunday at 11:59. All right, so that's what we're looking for there. And what I wanted to do now is I just wanted to kind of go through the things that I would be expecting to be completed by that time next Sunday. All right, so there's a few things. And I think I mentioned it. I think it was reasonably clear, but I just want to just go through one more time just to make sure that you're seeing all of this as I do. Okay, so there's going to be a few things that you've been working on for a while. One is the blueprint. Each one of you, each individual, right, should have a blueprint that documents all the information from their respective module, right? Okay, so that's going to be an individual assignment that can be turned in just as a regular assignment in our course, our Blackboard course, okay, for that. The second thing is going to be a group assignment. That's the syllabus, right? That's going to be a common grade that both of you in your group are going to receive. That can be turned in by one of you individuals in your group, and then it'll be subject to group grading, okay? Also, it should appear in your course, obviously, too. In the left-hand navigation or whatever in a special place. But this is a course. The students should be able to find the syllabus quite easily, right? Because it's very important. It's a roadmap for their course. Okay, so there's that. The third thing is the course itself, finalized in Blackboard. And there's a few things that are in there that that you should have completed that weren't actually listed in as an assignment, but they're expected to be in the final course. And those are the multimedia. You have to have a multimedia piece in there. Okay, you have to have an instructor perspective piece that's in there, and then finally you have to have some kind of a collaboration activity. All right, so those are the things that I'm going to mark as I consume it in your course. Okay, and you're going to get the point values for that. Okay, so that's that piece. So that should be completed and all set to go by 11:59 next Sunday. And then of course there is the final presentation. Now, what's the presentation all about? The presentation it serves a couple of things. One, it's a really good reflective exercise. It really gets you thinking about what you did and what it was like, what the experience was like, and all of that sort of thing. But also, it's meant to be a selling point because there are going to be your classmates are going to be looking at your final presentation when we do a gallery walk, which will be taking place in about a week or so. Once the courses are all graded and so forth, I'm going to open up the courses so that each one of you can have a look at what happened in the other group's projects so that you can have a look at it. Think about that group that's going to be viewing your course as your audience, okay, and what it is that makes your course worthy of somebody to come in and take it, okay? And so these are the criteria, and you can see this in the rubric. And I think it's laid out pretty well. It's pretty specific. What you're going to do in that presentation is being able to identify your audience. That's the first thing that we did. One of the first things we talked about when we started this course is, when you're designing a course, you have to design it for a particular audience. All right, and each one of you has them because I've talked to you. I know that you have it, but you want to just be specific about it. And so that somebody that may be seeing it for the first time knows. Okay. The second thing, pitch. Sell the course. Why is it important? Why is it good? Unique feature. What is it about this course that's super special? Think about something individually that you are particularly proud of. Reflect. What was the experience like? And then finally, was this presentation professionally presented? So just have a look at the rubric and be clear on that. It is a group assignment too, so there's got to be participation in some way, in terms of helping out, and I know that that's going to happen. But it's done as you see fit in terms of how you want to present it. If you want one person to do all of the delivery in a video setup or something like that, in your final presentation multimedia thing, that's totally up to you. But again, it is going to be a group grade, and so you should be collaborating on it. That's the idea there. Okay, something about the final grading and things like that. There's actually two things. One, there always are these, and it's happened a couple times this semester in terms of Professor Ryan, what is it that you're looking for this? All right, and I think I've done a reasonably good job of clarifying some of these things about what it is that I'm looking for. The truth of the matter is, it all comes down to what is it that I have listed in the rubric. That's the criteria. That's what I'm expecting. So there's sometimes that there's an interpretation that's kind of involved in that. My policy has always been, if it says it in the rubric and that's something that's stated in there as a requirement, I'm expecting to see it. If it's not in there and it's not stated clearly that it's a requirement, then I don't. Whenever these questions come up, first thing I do is I go right to the rubric and say, does it say there that this is required, or this is something I'm looking for, whatever. And if it's not, then I'm not. And I'm pretty fair about that. And I think it's come up a couple of times. I think maybe at the course of the semester here, and I think I've been really fair about that. And I intend to be on this too. I give the benefit of the doubt most of the time. I got to tell you that. Okay. So that's what you should be thinking about for that. All right. Last thing, also, if there's any outlining assignments that haven't been completed up to this point that you need to complete, please make sure that you finish it by 11:59 on Sunday, because if it's not, then I have to indicate it with a 0. I don't want to have to do that, and I haven't had to do that very often. But just make sure that you have everything that is due, and you've completed everything, so I can mark them accordingly if that's the case. Okay. Other than that, I hope you have a really great week. I'm looking forward to these presentations and the courses themselves. And just have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.